welcome to my new lecture. In this lecture, I am going to talk about the measures of central tendency or averages. For practical purposes, the condensation of data into frequency distributions and the visual presentations are not enough, particularly when two or more different data sets are compared. جیسے کہ آپ لوگوں کے علم میں ہوگا کہ ہم نے لاسٹ لیکچر کے اندر جو ہے وہ فریکوینسی ڈسٹریبیوشنز کو ڈسکس کیا تھا، تو بعض اوقات جو ہے پریکٹیکلی اتنے زیادہ ڈیٹا کو ڈسٹریبیوٹ کرنا مشکل ہوتا ہے، رادر دین ہم چاہتے ہیں کہ کسی سنگل ویلیوز یا 2-3 ویلیوز سے ہمیں پتہ چل جائے کہ ہمارا ڈیٹا کا بیہیویئر کس طرح سے ہے. صحیح ہے. اور اس کا بیسٹ جو وے ہے وہ یہ ہے کہ ہم سینٹر جو ڈیٹا کا سینٹر ہے اس کو اگر ہم آبزرو کر سکیں، جس کو ہم کیا کہتے ہیں، سینٹرل ٹینڈنسی کہتے ہیں. سچ اے ویلیو سم ویئر ان دی سینٹر اینڈ ریپرزینٹنگ دی انٹائر ڈیٹا سیٹ از اے ویلیو ایٹ وچ دی ڈیٹا ہیو اے ٹینڈنسی ٹو کنسنٹریٹ. تو اس کنسنٹریشن کو ہم بیسیکلی کیا کہتے ہیں، سینٹرل ٹینڈنسی کہتے ہیں، اور اس کی جو ہے ان سمری سے ہم کیا کہہ سکتے ہیں، میجر آف سینٹرل ٹینڈنسی کہہ سکتے ہیں. At the same time, it also indicates basically the location or general position of the distribution or the data set in the range of observation. It is also known as measure of location or position. So, measure of central tendency could also be known as measure of location or position. Suppose you are moving from one point from one city to another city. Your speed may vary according to road conditions, etc. But you suppose you calculate the average speed. This means that on average by a single value you have maintained or you have on average have that speed of your vehicle. The measure of central tendency or location are generally known as averages. Measures of central tendency are generally known as averages. And sometimes by average people think that it means arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is an average, but there are other measures such as the weighted mean, the geometric mean, harmonic mean, median and mode are also the different measures of central tendency. So saying that arithmetic mean is only average doesn't convey the whole meaning. So we need to look at all these quantities such as the arithmetic mean, weighted mean, and the harmonic mean, geometric mean, median and mode. However, while calculating the central tendency, two things are very important. First thing is central tendency should be somewhere within the range of data. Right? And secondly, it should remain unchanged by the rearrangement of observations in a different order, right? Another important distinction is between sample and the population. The Latin letters are used for describing the sample quantities, and Greek letters are used for corresponding quantities of the population. And the parameters that we measure from the sample are known as estimates of the population parameters. Next is, what are the criteria of a satisfactory average? There are several types of averages, and they measure a typical value of a set of distribution. However, they should include the following characteristics. Average should be rigorously defined. It should be based on all the observations made. It should be simple to understand and easy to interpret, and it could be easily and quickly calculated, and it should be amenable to mathematical treatment. It should be stable in repeated sampling experiment, and it should not be unduly influenced by abnormally large or small observation. And so an average that possesses all or most of these conditions is considered as satisfactory average. And next are the types of averages. As I told earlier, or the types of central tendencies. There are several types like arithmetic mean, geometric mean, third one is harmonic mean, and the median and the mode. These are all These are all different types of averages. Arithmetic mean is where the values, center of values lie. Geometric mean and harmonic mean. Median is where the middle of the values, and mode represents the most repeated values. So all these are different types of averages that we calculate, and in this particular video I would describe arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean for different data sets. First of all, now let's look at the arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean, or simply known as mean, is the most renowned type of average, and it is defined as, the mean is defined as the ratio of sum of all the observations over the number of observations, right? This is known as mean or arithmetic mean. If we have the population which has values ranging from, let's say, x1, x2 up to xn, and n is the size of population, then we can simply write this mean of population by mu, which is a Greek letter, that is sum of all the observations up to xn divided by capital N, that is the size of population, and this could be represented by summation xi, where I is from 1 to n over capital N. This is mean for population. And similarly, when you talk about the mean of a sample which is represented by a Latin letter x bar, and suppose we have the samples of x1, x2 up to xn observations for n samples, then we can basically calculate the sample mean to be x1 plus x2 up to xn over n, and it would be 1 over n summation xi, I is from 1 to small n. So the basic formula remains the same, that the mean is basically the ratio of sum of all the observations divided by the number of observations. Let's do an example. Marks obtained by 9 students are given below. Find the arithmetic mean of this given data. This is an ungrouped data, and the mean would be sum of all values divided by the number of values, and when you add up all the values, the result comes out to be 360, and there are total 9 observations, so the mean is 40 marks, right? This is mean for the given data. So mean basically represents marks that would have been obtained by each student if everyone in class had obtained the same number of marks, right? تو مین جو ہوتا ہے اگر سب لوگوں کے ایکول مارکس آتے تو وہ کتنے ہوتے، بیسیکلی مین اس طرح کی کوانٹٹی کو ریپرزینٹ کرتا ہے. ہوپ فلی آپ کو جو ہے اس کا میننگ سمجھ آ رہا ہوگا فزیکلی وٹ ڈز اٹ ریپرزینٹ. نیکسٹ از دی another type of arithmetic mean, that is weighted arithmetic mean. The multipliers are a set of numbers which express more or less adequately the relative importance of various observations in a set of data are technically called the weights. ویٹڈ مین میں ہوتا کیا ہے، جب ہم ہر کوانٹٹی کے کرسپونڈنگ کوئی ویٹ اسائن کرتے ہیں تو وہ جو ہے پھر جو ہے اس کی ویلیو بیسیکلی اس میں ویٹ کے لحاظ سے کیلکولیٹ ہوتی ہے. اگر ہم سپوز کریں دیٹ W1 W2 Wn are the weights associated with the observations x1 x2 up to xn, then the weighted mean in this case would be x of W basically represents the weighted mean. It would be x1 W1 x2 W2 plus up to xn Wn divided by the sum of weights W1 W2 up to Wn. This is known as the weighted arithmetic mean. This weighted average or weighted arithmetic mean is employed in the calculation of index numbers, birth and death rates. For computer sciences student, the formula for calculating the entropy, that is number of bits to represent a data, is also calculated using the weighted mean. And you can easily see different examples of entropy in different books of information theory or computer sciences. Let's do an example related with the weighted mean. Suppose we want to calculate the weighted mean of the different items and their expenditure along with the weights of each item. Let this expenditures, I would call it as xi, and the weights would be wi, and I have to also calculate basically xi, wi. I just haven't wrote down over here that it should come out as, this formula should come out as on numerator sum of xi wi divided by sum of wi. So I need the sum of wi. For this case, this basically I need this wi, and wi comes out to be 12.5. Now I have to calculate xi wi and I have to multiply them. It comes out to be 2175, 108, 147, 75 and 37.5. And I need this sum as well, sum of xi wi. This would be 2542.5. Now to calculate the weighted mean, I have to divide basically this product over this sum of weighted, and this comes out to be 203.4. This is my average expenditure as given by these weights. So the observation vary with the weights attached to them. Next we look at the different properties of the arithmetic mean, or simply the mean. Different properties related with mean. Sum of deviations of observation xi's from mean x is 0. Sum of deviations would be 0, and sum of the square of the deviation from mean is minimum. Sum of square of deviation, which represents basically a sort of variance, so it should be minimum. If there are different subgroups, k subgroups n1, n2 up to nk, and they have mean of x1 bar, x2 bar up to xk bar, then the overall mean would be calculated by this given formula. And suppose if you have a linear equation or a linear transformation from x to y, which is y is equals to a plus bx, then the mean of y would be a plus b into mean of x. This is known as invariance of mean. تو یہ وہ ڈفرینٹ جو ہے وہ کوانٹیٹیز ہیں. ایک تو یہ ہے کہ مین کے گرد جو ساری ڈیویشنز ہیں, چاہے وہ پازیٹیو ہیں یا نیگیٹو, ان کا سم زیرو ہوگا. دوسرا یہ ہے کہ اسکیئر آف دی آبزرویشن, اس کو میں یوں لکھوں گا سم آف ایکس مائنس ایکس بار اسکیئر, جس میں ایکس بار جو ہے وہ مین ہے اور ایکس کیا ہے, آبزرویشنز ہیں, ایکس آئی آبزرویشن ہے. یہ کیا ہوگا, سم آف اسکیئرز آف ڈیویشنز. اور اسی طرح اگر n1 کوئی ایک ڈیٹا سیٹ ہے, n2 کوئی دوسرا ہے, اپ ٹو n کے یہ گروپس بنے ہوئے ہیں اور ان کے مین دیے ہوئے ہیں, تو اگر آپ نے اوور آل پورے مین نکالنا ہے تو اس طرح سے نکلے گا. اور اگر کوئی x سے y ٹرانسفارمیشن ہے اور اس کا اگر آپ مین اپلائی کرتے ہیں تو کانسٹنٹس کا مین نہیں ہوتا بلکہ x کا مین آئے گا. اسے انویریئنس آف مین جو ہے کہا جاتا ہے. سو فار وی ہیو ڈسکسڈ دی مین فار ungrouped data. Now let's look at mean for grouped data. As we have seen earlier that when the data set or the number of observation is large, then the observation are divided into a frequency distribution. which is used to calculate the approximate value of descriptive measures as the identity of the observation. Suppose that we have different observations x1, x2 up to xk, and they have frequency f1, f2 up to fk. Then the mean would be given as x1, f1, x2, f2, xk, fk over sum of all the frequencies. This would be summation I from 1 to k xi fi sum over sum from I from 1 to k sum of all fi. And x1 and x2 basically are the middle values of the class boundaries. It looks like the weighted mean, however the weight is replaced by frequency. In this case we would look into an example to elaborate further this idea. This is an example that we have already used in another video. The weights of apples were given along with the frequency, and we want to calculate the its basically mean using the group data. And first of all, I would like to have my this is xi, and as I told earlier, the xi is basically the middle value of these two value. You have to sum both these and then divide it by 2, you will get xi, and xi which is the midpoint. So the midpoint would be 74.5, 94.5, 114.5, 134.5, 154.5, and 174.5, and 194.5. All these are basically xi. Now I have to also calculate the xi fi, and you can multiply these values for yourself and then sum them. The sum comes out to be 7350. I am leaving these calculations to you people, and the sum of frequency is 60. So the mean in this case using the group data comes out to be 7350 over 60. This would be 122.07. This is the mean weight using the group data. Let's look at another useful aspect of mean, that is change of origin and scale. Sometimes it is imperative to change the origin or the scale of the observation. Let's say if the observation is xi, then changing its origin means to add plus a or minus a constant to it, or we can also scale it and then change its origin as well. Now let's say that a is an arbitrary origin, right, and this is also known as assumed means. And let's say that xi is equals to a plus h mu I. So we can write mu I to be equals to xi minus a over h. This a is now the assumed origin and h is basically the known as the width, or you can use it as the size of class interval. Now when you calculate basically x bar, then you have to calculate 1 over n sum over all xi, and the xi is, when you substitute this value, it will be 1 over n sum of a plus h mu I, and when you apply it inside, it comes out to be n a over n, right, plus h sum of mu I over n. So you can say it as a plus h this mean, right? So when you calculate this mu and mean and then multiply it with h and add it with the origin, you will get back the mean. تو اگر ہم جو ہے وہ چینج آف اوریجن اور اسکیل کی بات کریں تو ہمیں پہلے کیا کرنا پڑے گا، اس کا مین جو ہے وہ اس فارمولے کے تحت جو ہے وہ نکالنا پڑے گا. جب یہ ہم نکال لیں گے تو اوور آل مین نکالنا پھر آسان ہوگا، اسے ایچ سے ملٹیپلائی کر کے اے میں ایڈ کر دیں گے تو ہمارے پاس مین نکل آئے گا. اگر ہم اس اوپر والی اگزامپل کی بات کریں، اس میں اگر ہم میو آئی کیلکولیٹ کرنا چاہیں، لیٹ سے میں اسے یہاں پر کیلکولیٹ کرنے کی کوشش کرتا ہوں. دس از مائی میو آئی، اور میں نے جو ہے اے کو فکس کر لیا. سپوز اے کو میں نے فکس کیا لیا 114.5، یہ میں نے اوریجن جو ہے وہ خود سے ویلیو دے دیا، اور ایچ جو ہے وہ سائز آف کلاس انٹرول ہے جسے میں 20 پہ رکھ رہا ہوں. تو جب آپ میو آئی نکالیں گے، آپ پہلی آبزرویشن آپ کے پاس ایکس آئی جو ہے 74.5 ہے، اس میں سے آپ 114.5 کو مائنس کریں گے، ڈیوائیڈڈ بائی 20 کریں گے، تو آپ کے پاس کیا نکل آئے گا، میو آئی نکل آئے گا فار دس پرٹیکولر کیس وچ کمز آؤٹ ٹو بی -2 اینڈ دین اٹ از -1 اینڈ دین اٹ کمز آؤٹ ٹو بی 0 اینڈ 1 اینڈ 2 and then 3 and 4. I have calculated the mu I for all these values by keeping a is equals to 114.5 and h is equal to 20 using this formula, right? And then I can also calculate this mu I fi by multiplying this mu I with fi and I can calculate this value as well. Now the overall mean would be sum of mu I fi over sum of fi divided by n, which is obviously 60, or sum of fi, and mu I fi and their sum, if I calculate over here, that comes out to be nearly 2.16. Now I have to calculate this mean x, or the shifted mean, which would be a plus h mu, and a is 114.5 plus h is size of class interval, which is 20, and mu I have just calculated to be 2.16. You can calculate this mean by using this formula, right? You can calculate this. Next we look into the geometric mean. Suppose the observation x1 x2 up to xn are given, and then the geometric mean g is given by nth root of all the product of all these values. And in a simplified way, since it's difficult to calculate, you can calculate the g to be taking log both side, log of g would be 1 over n times the log of x1 plus log of x2 plus log of xk, right? Or in a simplified way you can write it down as 1 over n sum of log xi, and g could be calculated as anti-log of 1 over n sum of log xi. This is my geometric mean for the ungrouped data or observation. Suppose now I have this is for ungrouped data, right? And for the case of grouped data, this g could be calculated as anti-log of 1 over n sum of fi log of xi. This is for the case of group data, and for the case of weighted data that we have already discussed, the geometric mean is calculated by 1 over sum of weights into it should be anti-log of 1 over sum of weights into wi log of wi, right? These are the formulas for calculating the geometric mean. Harmonic mean, which is considered as the reciprocal of the arithmetic mean, is our next consideration, right? The harmonic mean is given by h is equals to 1 over x1 plus 1 over, suppose we have n observation ranging from x1 to xn divided by n, or simply you can write it down as h is n over sum of 1 over xi. This formula is useful in some aspects. Suppose you have a ratio x over y, and this formula would be applicable when x is constant and y is varying. However, this formula will not be applicable when x is varying and y is constant. So this is a rule of thumb for using the arithmetic and harmonic mean. Arithmetic mean ہم اس وقت یوز کریں گے اگر ہمارے پاس ریشیوز ہیں, لیٹ سے x اوور y. اگر x جو ہے وہ کانسٹنٹ ہے اور y ویری کر رہا ہے تو ہم ہارمونک مین یوز کریں گے, اور اگر x ویری کر رہا ہے اور y جو ہے وہ کانسٹنٹ ہے تو ہم جو ہے وہ ارتھمیٹک مین یوز کریں گے. تو یہ آبزرویشن جو ہے آپ کے مائنڈ میں ہونی چاہیے. جیسے کہ اگر ایک گاڑی جو ہے وہ پہلے 30 کلومیٹر 15 کلومیٹر فی گھنٹہ کی رفتار سے موو کر رہی ہے, اگلے 30 کلومیٹر وہ 20 کلومیٹر فی گھنٹہ کی رفتار سے موو کر رہی ہے, اور اگلے 30 کلومیٹر وہ 25 کلومیٹر فی گھنٹہ کی رفتار سے موو کر رہی ہے. تو اب دیکھیں اس میں اگر ہم آبزرویشن لیں تو جو ڈسٹنس ہے وہ کیا ہے, کانسٹنٹ ہے, ٹھیک ہے, اور جو سپیڈ ہے وہ کیا کر رہی ہے, ویری کر رہی ہے. تو اس لیے یہاں پر اس طرح کی سچویشن میں پھر ہارمونک مین استعمال کرنا جو ہے وہ بہتر ہوگا، اور اس کا فارمولہ یہی ہے، یا تو آپ ارتھمیٹک مین نکال کے اس کا ریورس کر لیں، یا آپ اس فارمولہ کو ڈائریکٹ یوز کر سکتے ہیں، تو آپ ایزیلی جو ہے ہارمونک مین کیلکولیٹ کر سکتے ہیں۔ So for the case of ungrouped data, as I have observed that H comes out to be n over sum of 1 over xi. This is for ungrouped data, and for the case of grouped data, for grouped data, the harmonic mean is calculated by n over sum of fi and 1 over xi, and this n is basically sum of all the frequencies. N in this case would be sum of fi, right? And for weighted data, the harmonic mean would be W1, W2 up to Wn divided by W1 over x1 plus W2 over x2 plus up to Wn over xn, and you can simplify the results in sum of Wi over sum of Wi over xi. This is the harmonic mean for group data. In the end, I would like to give you an assignment. Find the arithmetic geometric means of the series 1, 2, 4, 8 up to 2 raised to power n. Find also its harmonic mean. So hopefully you have understood all these different topics related with the averages. I would be back soon with median, mode and different quantities related with them. Thank you very much.